I do want to chip in a little bit in terms of the students' perspective, because a lot of students have been energized by this bill and seen the provisions, and I think that there is a need to act with urgency in terms of mental health. And Ms. Swanson says this is a position that the district needs to be moving towards, but given our current fiscal situation, I don't think that we're going to be moving towards that direction anytime soon, unless we move into some sort of world where money is at an abundance to put $2 million into some sort of professional development provision around this, which is why I'm inclined to support it. And I know that Lauren's Law applies to counselors, but the problem here is that students are not getting to their counselors to get the supports that they need, because they're not being identified by their teachers, and they don't have the they're not proactively approaching their counselor. So you see your counselor maybe once a quarter in a good quarter. You see your teachers in your classrooms every day at the elementary level for the majority of the day. At the secondary level, you see all of your teachers for certain amounts of time. So throwing the responsibility on the counselor, it's great if the student gets to the counselor, but what's happening too often is they're not accessing their counselors. So I think that the students' energy has been very clear around this bill, so I would urge my colleagues to support it.
So I appreciate the advocacy that Mr. Gersey has here, and he has been a tireless advocate on this issue all year since he joined the board. And in fact, that's one of the primary reasons why we'll be talking to the board over a couple of meetings in April around this issue. So I think there's a lot of momentum here in Montgomery County locally. I think that we'll be presenting just the array of programs and services, including how we address the training component of it. So more to come on this here. Continue the advocacy, my recommendation, even if there's the funding from with this bill isn't there.
Floor in a second to oppose this bill. All in favor of that opposition? Mr. Kaufman, Ms. O'Neill, Mr. Durso, Dr. Daka, Mr. Barclay. All opposed to the opposed. Mr. Gersey, Ms. Mondrowski.
I'm abstaining.